Yes, now ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Thomas Fans YouTube channel. Apologies, I didn't get this video out to you yesterday, but here we are today anyway. Let's talk Monday Night Raw. It was a bit dull, I can't lie. Like, there wasn't really much exciting going on. I mean, there was a couple builds to storylines, but kind of just pointless matches here and there. What I am interested in is the vision, because the vision, as always, continues to get interesting. And Logan Paul is still around the vision. A lot of people thought it was a one-time thing. I said, no, he should stay because he actually fits in. He makes sense for the vision. When you think about who he is and how people perceive him and what he can do, he fits perfectly in the vision. Underrated, but also some people will overlook him. And his character works, and it has been working. And I like that he's got people by his side. He's got a Paul Heyman. He's got a team for once. Paul Heyman said that. He said, for once you have a team. So I like how things have been going on with Logan Paul. And last week, he had a run-in with Rey Mysterio. Got slapped. And then he went to Vision this week and said, look, are we just going to let him do that? And they went, no, of course we're not. We'll sort it. We'll handle it. And Braun and Bronson were a bit confused because they didn't realise Logan Paul was that part of a faction. And Logan pulled Paul aside and he let Paul know that, I know they've got my backs, but I want them to know I've got their backs, because he probably feels like he's not much of not taken seriously in that faction, which is fair enough. And then Paul turns to Braun and Bronson and says he loves the guy. So the Vision are probably welcoming Logan Paul in, and I welcome it too, because the guy is, he fits, he works. And for once, Logan Paul has a gimmick where I welcome it. And do you know what about Logan Paul? My main criticism is that it was easier for him to be that good because of his schedule and the advantages he has to training. But he's been showing up frequently. I've got to give him his flowers now. He's feeling more and more like a normal WWE superstar. So to see him show up every week is great. And then my next criticism would have been, well, he doesn't have matches every week. But now he is, because when Rey Mysterio was going to the ring to fight Finn Balor for whatever reason, obviously that was a fake match because he got attacked on the way by Logan Paul, and then LA Knight came out and made the save, and we got LA Knight versus Logan Paul in the main event, and I'm here for it. No more Usos and Vision, no more Punk and Vision, don't know where the fuck Punk is, like. We've got LA Knight finally getting his shine. Everyone thought he was getting punished. No, he's getting his shine to do it on his own. There was too much crowdiness going on. Let LA Knight do his thing. And Logan Paul beat LA Knight, I believe, for the first time in his career. And it was thanks to the Vision, but he got the win regardless. And then after that, they weren't done. Because Braun Breaker was cutting a promo once again on CM Punk. Another good promo. Not quite the levels of last week, but another good one to let him know. He's going to take everything. And now he even says he's going to take his wife. He's making it personal. I imagine when Punk comes back, this is going to be a big fight feel. And they showed LA Knight in the back, trying to fight off the help that people are giving him. And that's where Logan and Bronson went down to beat the hell out of LA Knight. And that they did. They even hit him with a tsunami on top of a car. It was mental. So that was probably the most interesting part about Monday Night Raw, because there wasn't a lot that was really interesting. It's different when you're not seeing the World Heavyweight Champion every week. As for the Women's World Champion, Stephanie Rakesh came out to have an interview with such and such, forget her face. And then Nikki Bella came out, and I thought, we're not done with this. And I thought, you know what, fair enough that we're not done with it, because it was very short. Like, Nikki Bella turned on Stephanie Raquette, and within less than 2 weeks, they had their match, and then it was done. That seems a bit short, And it felt like if that was the direction they were going to go in, then Stephanie Raquette's not had the best reign. Given that Liv Morgan's back, and Rhea Ripley, Io are still on the roster, how was Stephanie having, like, a bit of a boring reign? So when Nikki came out, I didn't mind it too much. But then she got attacked by Raquel Rodriguez, who, if you remember, wanted a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship, and Nikki Bella took that spot. And originally it was Roxanne Perez. Stephanie went through her, so Raquel wanted a shot. So Raquel came along and took out Nikki Bella and declared her shot at Stephanie Raquette. Stephanie Raquette's like, absolutely, let's have it. Liv Morgan didn't take too well to that. Well, she did, but she just kind of had a bit of like a sarcasm, like, oh, didn't realise you were going for that title. And she's like, Raquel's like, didn't realise I need your permission. You're starting to see how Finn Balor's changed the Judgment Day since Liv Morgan's been gone. And that was a great storyline. I don't know if a lot of people noticed, like, when Liv left, because obviously Finn was the one who was losing control of the Judgment Day when Liv was here. Then when she left, Finn gained control of the Judgment Day, got everyone back on the same page. Roxanne's an official part of the Judgment Day. Raquel accepts Roxanne. And there was no funny business between Dom and Roxanne. And then when Liv's come back and everyone's got their own game plans, Liv doesn't have any control anymore. So, since Raquel's gone after the World Heavyweight Championship, Liv said to Roxanne, I guess we're going to have to be partners. And she went out there with Roxanne, as Roxanne had a match with Lyra Valkyria off the back of the big brawl that happened last week. And Roxanne beat Lyra Valkyria in quite quick fashion. And thanks to the help of Liv. So yeah, we've got a big women's tag division right now as well, which I'm loving. Like, it is like the hottest division right now. And when has it been like that? Not since the first ever women's tag team title match. Like, it's amazing what they're doing. As for the men's tag team title picture, we had AJ Styles and Dragon Lee defending the titles again, this time against the War Raiders. And it was right here where we learned that it's Saturday night's main event. We've already got Cena and Gunther retirement match. We've already got WWE Champion Cody Rhodes and NXT Champion Oba Femi. We've got Bayley and Sol Ruka. Now we have the World Tag Team Champions AJ Styles and Dragon Lee against Javon Evans and Leon Slater. We do not know if it is for the World Tag Team Championships. They did not say anything about it, so I'm assuming not. Which might tell me that Javon and Leon Slater might win, because when you think about it, Cody's probably going to beat Oba. Cena Gunther isn't in an NXT match. So Sol's probably going to be Bayley. It's going to be 1-1. If they're really trying to push the talent, they might want the younger talent to have the win. So Javon and Leon might actually be AJ and Dragon Lee, but you don't know. We don't know. And after this match, it wasn't done, because New Day were at ringside the whole time. They had the shot last week, failed, but they're never going to stop chasing the World Tag Team Championships, obviously because they're in the tag team division. So they were at ringside, keeping an eye on Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. And after the match, there was a promo getting cut. And then came Jey Uso's music, and we thought, hold up. Because last week, Jey Uso, when he failed the tournament, after losing War Games, failing the last time is now tournament, not being able to be world champion again, Jey Uso's lost, right? And he left crashing out, just raging. So he came back, and he's with Jimmy, and he's happy. And we're like, hang on. What's going on, right? Last time we seen you, you were kicking off. And that's when Jey gets in the ring with Jimmy and explains, I know I was mad last week, but I had to find myself. Who helps me find myself? My brother. So I'm going to stop trying to be someone I'm not trying to be. And the Usos are back in the tag division. And honestly, this could make me any happier, because I've always said, and everyone's been noticing, right? As much as we all thought Jey Uso would cope on his own, and we're not saying he can't, the booking decisions haven't been the best. And when the shots have been shot, they've often missed. So then, when Jimmy and Jay have returned as tag team partners and they've had matches, the matches have been banging, and then they've had promos, the promos have been banging, which is criticisms we've had about Jey Uso. So WWE finally bit the bullet and said, fine, they're tag teams. They're a tag team. They're a made tag team. Born tag team, literally. So they're back in the tag division. And that's when they had a bit of a standoff with the New Day, and they said, we'll fight anyone. Ali Frazier. Who else did they say? Ollie Frazier. To set someone up. What was the other? It was Ollie Frazier, and then it was like, there was another great one. It's gone out of my head, but they were naming iconic rivalries. Ollie Frazier, Usos New Day. Like, it's that big. Like, these guys have went to war over the tag team titles. I mean, New Day, I'm pretty sure, are 11-time or 12-time tag team champions. Usos 8-time tag team champions. Majority of those tag team titles, they won off of each other. If you think 2017, 2018, these guys were putting on heaters for days. Like, these guys carried the tag division on their backs for years. There's a reason these two teams are in the conversation for the two greatest tag teams of all time. Above the Dudleys, Edge and Christian and Hardy Boys. Come for me, I don't care. They are better. When you look at like the in-ring and the longevity of those feuds. Mental, right? So that's something I'm absolutely here for, because we've not seen the New Day kind of shine like that in a while, nor the Usos as a tag team. So when they get back in the ring and we'll have that magic again, it's going to be glorious. And then they punched them and they all ran off and whatnot. And then they still had a bit of a standoff with AJ and Dragon Lee. Like, we ain't backing down. We're still here. We're going to defend these titles, you know. We're going to be fighting champs. And honestly, it's clear to me now that the Usos are the next tag team champions. And they're going to be pretty dominant tag team champions, if you know what I mean. We've got some more video packages from Maxine Dupree training. No news of... Also forgot to mention, like, one of the biggest parts of the whole show. The Masked Man showed up again. He helped, well, Logan Paul beat up Rey Mysterio. And he helped Logan Paul beat LA Knight in his match. And doesn't look like he's befriending Logan Paul and Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. They're kind of pretending that they're not friends with him. But they are, because he's helping them, let's be honest. Still, I'm between Austin Theory, Carmelo Hayes. But it's got to be Austin Theory, surely. I mean, the way he's moving, the way he's built, it wouldn't make sense to be Carmelo Hayes. Got to be Austin Theory, surely. No news of Dom in the Continental title picture. Only a promo from Gunther. Kind of setting the scene, setting the story. Now, I did think would get some sort of surprise, given that we'll have Raw and SmackDown before the last match on Saturday. Turns out I was wrong. They're terrible booking. They could have had this final match on Raw or on SmackDown this week. Could have prolonged it a bit. No. They just wanted Gunther to come out, cut a promo, and set the story. Seen as someone who's always never give up, never tapped out, ever in his matches. Well, Gunther, ironically, made LA Knight tap and has made a lot of people tap and makes a lot of people quit because he's good in ring. Seen as not good in ring, he's good as a star. He's a good... And Gunther pointed this out, he's the greatest sports entertainer of all time, but Gunther is the greatest wrestler of all time. That's up for debate, but obviously Gunther's going to promote himself. The story writes itself. Gunther wants to be the one to finally make Cena quit on his last performance. It makes sense. So the story's there. People are going to complain anyway, because people always complain. They've got 1 year left. If you want them to do all these feuds and all these matches, there's got to be quick, rushed build-up. It just is as it is. But at the same time, the fault is on WWE's behalf. Cena said he wanted 200 dates. They didn't give him it. They said, no, mate, we'll do like 43. Excuse me. That's insulting and unforgivable, to be honest. But yeah, that was Raw. Pretty bleak. Pretty bland is what it is. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.